For years, I thought discipline meant doing everything alone. Wake up alone, train alone, and also push yourself alone. No help, no excuses. But after spending the last 2 days training with my best friend, I realized something. I had confused independence with isolation. Because doing everything alone might look strong, but sometimes it just makes quitting easier. This was only our second day training together, so I'm not going to pretend like I suddenly discovered the secret to fitness. You feel me? But in 2 workouts, I noticed a huge difference. This exercise weren't new, the weights weren't magically lighter, but my body didn't suddenly become stronger. The only thing that changed was the person standing beside me, and somehow that changed the entire workout. It started with 5 minutes of stretching, nothing exciting, nothing impressive. Probably the part most people would cut out of the gym videos. You feel me? When I train alone, I usually rush the part. A few quick moments, tell myself, oh, I'm warm, and get straight to the weight. But because he was there, we slowed down and did it properly. That showed me the first benefit of having a good partner. They don't only push you through the hardest parts, they also make you respect the boring parts. The warm up, the startup, the control rep, all the small things that don't look impressive but keep you progressing. Then we move down to the bench press. This is where having someone beside you makes a real difference. When I bench press alone, I naturally hold back a little. And honestly, that's the smart thing to do when nobody is there to spot you. But when someone you trust is standing beside you, the best thing is you can push closer to your limits without worrying about getting trapped under the bar. That doesn't mean doing something stupid just because you have a spotter. It means being able to focus completely on the rep. I wasn't lifting to impress him, and he wasn't there to lift the weight for me. He was simply there in case I failed. And knowing that gave me the confidence to attempt the rep I normally would have left behind. That made me realize that sometimes the limit isn't your strength, sometimes it's a fear of failing alone. Next, the seated shoulder press made that even more clear. Strict reps, no leg drive, no swinging the weight around, just your shoulders doing the work. Near the end of the set, the weight started slowing down. My shoulders were burning in my head, and set was already finished. Then I heard him counting, one more, one more. I did it. I did it. Then he gave me another number. I did that one too. He didn't magically make my shoulders stronger. Those reps were already inside me. He just stopped me from negotiating my way out of it. That's the amazing thing. That's something I notice about training alone. The moment a set becomes like uncomfortable, your mind starts offering deals. Oh, that's enough. You can do like one more next time. At least you came to the gym. And when nobody else is there, it's easy to accept the deal. You feel me? A good partner always reminds you that being uncomfortable and being finished are not always the same thing. Next was the incline dumbbell press. This wasn't some secret upper chest exercise nobody knows about, right? It was a basic movement we all have seen before, but progress usually doesn't come from discovering a magical exercise. It comes from doing the basic exercises properly, week after week, controlled on the way down, full range of motion, no rushing because you want to move to the next exercise. When someone is training beside you, they only notice the small things you allow yourself to ignore. Your tempo gets faster, your range gets shorter, your form changes when you get tired. A real friend won't just hype you up, he will tell you when the rep didn't count. And sometimes that honestly is more valuable than motivation. But the biggest benefit had nothing to do with the weights. I didn't walk into the gym with a clear head that day. I had work on my mind, pressure, responsibilities, all the normal things we carry around every day while pretending everything is fine. And somewhere between sets, we started talking, not serious sit down conversation. We were just sitting there, catching out our breath and starting staring at the floor. But somehow, that's when the real things come out. You talk about life, what's bothering you, what you're trying to figure out. And by the end of the workout, my problems hadn't disappeared, but they didn't feel that heavy. I think that's one of the most underrated parts of training with someone you trust. You push each other, you laugh at each other, you talk between sets for an hour or two. You're not carrying everything by yourself. The gym can help you build your body, but the right person can make it place where it also clears your head too. Then came the lateral raises, lightweight, control reps, and a lot of burning. At around rep 10, my shoulders were done. Or at least I thought they were. Then he said, "Oh, three more, two more." I swear. So I did three more. That's the thing. Same body, same weight, but different outcome because someone was there to remind me not to stop at the first sign of discomfort. That doesn't mean every set needs someone screaming in your face. A good training partner doesn't turn every workout into an ego competition. He knows when to push you, when to correct you, and also when to tell you that the weight is too heavy. The goal isn't to destroy each other. The goal is to bring more effort out of each other without sacrificing your form or safety. Then after that, we finished with the rope push down. By that point, we both were dead tired. This is usually where people start rushing. The last exercise, energy is really low. Nobody would blame you for doing a few lazy reps or and going home, but we slowed down and finished every rep properly. And I think those final minutes represented the entire workout. Why? Because discipline isn't always built during the exciting part when you feel strong. It's built at the end when you are tired, the camera isn't on you, and you're doing less without completely, understandable. So that applies outside the gym too. Anyone who give effort when they feel motivated, the harder skill is finishing properly when your energy is gone, and nobody would blame you for stopping. Finally, after only 2 days, I'm not going to say that the training partner fixes everything. There will still be days when you have to train alone. You still need your own discipline. You still have to show up when your friend is busy, tired, or unavailable. But training alone is carrying everything alone are not the same thing. For years, I thought asking for help somehow made this work less meaningful. Now I'm starting to understand that the real strength isn't proving you don't need anybody. Sometimes, real strength is trusting someone enough to let them spot you when you might fail. Find someone who protects you from form instead of feeding you ego. Someone who counts on the final two reps. Someone who can tell you when you're genuinely finished and when you're trying to escape the discomfort. Someone you can talk between the sets. Someone who makes you want to show up because you know they will be there too. Because the body is just receipts, bro. When you're really building under the weight is a person who really keeps showing up. And these last 2 days reminded me that showing up becomes a little easier when you don't always have to do it alone. So if someone came to your mind while you were watching this video, send them this one simple message. Gym tomorrow? And if you don't have that person yet, start by becoming the person for somebody else.
If you have a really good partner or a really good friend, take them to work out. Go work out with them. They push you guys, push each other, and there's a little message that brothers should always stick together, no matter what it is, because end of the day, only your family matters. That's about it.